Good morning, everybody on YouTube. This is Rick Thomas from Obsolete Video Services. Hey, guys. As you know, I'm working on this Ampex 4900C color machine. You guys know that I just got the audio back up and running. The audio wasn't working really on this unit, especially through the speaker system. And this is a bridge board for the audio, and seems that we had a problem with the capacitors. So we changed out these two 500 microfarad capacitors, and we brought the audio back up. Now the speaker plays the audio correctly. It seems that the capacitors on this machine are a little bad. But these two capacitors I changed out on this bridge audio board, which actually brought the audio back up on the speaker, which you guys heard on a previous video. All right. I've been doing some troubleshooting with my meter and my scope. Okay. Like I spoke previously, this doesn't use a lot of capacitors. It uses a lot of the orange drop type capacitors, which is good. But as far as can electrolytics, which are the ones that really fail all the time, there's not really many on this machine. Anyways, I was doing some scoping out on the main video output board, which is this one, which allows the video to process to your two output plugs in the back. I did get some signals coming to the color board, which was from the video head, so I know the board on the video head amplifier is working, and it was coming into this board here, and we were getting a signal. It's just that it's not getting processed for the video output from demodulation to the output plugs right there. And this is pretty much your video output demodulation board, and you got your two black and white monochrome and then color output plugs there. While we weren't getting anything coming out of this board, we were getting a little signal on one part of the board, but the rest of the board was completely dead. It wasn't processing any of the signal at all. I noticed there's two. I do not have the schematic for this, so I'm flying by the seat of my ass, folks, so bear with me. But it seems to be two voltage inputs on this board, I believe. The one to the far left was actually working, but it wasn't the continuation from the voltage coming in on one of the pins from the far right side of the board. Apparently is not supplying power to it at all. So I pulled the power distribution amp here, which distributes various voltages to the boards, and it seems like we got an issue. Well, it seems that one of these amplifier ICs, these big can ICs, is bad. These do your distribution for your voltages. It seems that they're bad, or one or two. I'm getting weird reading on both of them. It's not quite right. I did check these diodes. They're okay. The resistors, the fuse is okay. And I think the big problem here is if we did pop some transistors on this power distribution board, it has to do with these capacitors maybe failing or not putting out enough output to maintain the voltages, and maybe it shorted them out. I really don't know. Well, of course, these are really hard caps to find. So we're going to bridge. These are 2,000 microfarads by 15 volts. I've got 2,000 microfarad pigtail caps, and we're going to solder one in and loop it over and put these different type of caps in this position, which are pigtail types. It's not going to be the can types like this. Can't find that configuration, so screw it. And also, this is a 4,000 microfarad. I did find a can cap that I can configure the pins to make it work, and we're going to change that one out as well, and as well as this can cap here for the power source. We're going to change out the power capacitors in this machine. It seems that they look good, but I think they're starting to fail. Maybe they're just not putting out enough power or enough voltages. You can't really tell that much. But as far as these transistors, it looks like we got one or two that are bad, and that supplies your voltages across the main frame of each board to give you the correct voltages. So if this board is not getting the right voltages supplied from this board, part of the board's going to work, part of the board isn't going to work. So it definitely, when I was using my scope, we are getting no signal to the right of the board, and we were getting somewhat of a signal to the left of the board. We were getting no voltages at all to the right. So, and you know, the audio board works. I know the tracking board works because when you turn it, it makes noise that wants to lock. So there is tracking video lock. The upper board on top is producing signal. I know that from the color board because I saw the signal coming through. So it seems to me that the power supplied, it supplies the color board and supplies the demodulation video output board. It's not getting its full power. Part of the power supply is not producing to the boards, and it's only getting a partial, which would explain, you know, the various different output transistors they have here for various different voltages. As you know, the voltages are in various different spots to all the boards from this one power output distribution amp. It supplies it. So if you have a bad transistor or two or whatever, and it's only working as a partial, the boards will get power, the correct power, but the boards that really need it won't. So it seems like we have an issue in this power distribution amp area. I ordered caps. I ordered these 3 ICs. We're gonna rebuild this board and fix it, and this cap here, and hopefully we'll get this thing back up to full power and get power to these boards that's missing certain output powers that it's not getting. You know, some boards take several different voltages, sometimes 2 different voltages. If you only have 1 volt voltage coming in and the other side's dead, it's not going to complete the power through the circuit. It's like a dead circuit. This is basically what's actually happening while we're not getting video. I thought it might be my TV. I did check it in my studio system, and we're getting the same issue. It leads me to this. It leads me to the power distribution problem on this. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video.